There are some mistakes in life, do not get me wrong, that you can make multiple times and still be quite okay. But the mistake I'm going to share with you today in reference to crypto is a mistake you don't even want to make once. Now, this isn't clickbait at all. I'm going to share with you what this mistake is. It's one of the biggest I've found so far. Most people can easily avoid with this particular trick and tactic. It's not really a trick. It's more so just a very simple step that you can do to incorporate into your plan that will not only allow you to avoid it, but also allow you to have a better grasp on where we are in the market so you can avoid listening to YouTubers and friends and family that might be trying to scare you or overhype you in the market. It's very important. Please give me the time of day to explain this to you. It could save you a hell of a lot of money. And before we continue, guys, I do want to say if you find yourself at all learning something new today, or you're able to apply what I teach here and go and actually use it in your own strategy, I want you to give me a big thank you by dropping a like down below. That really does go a long way. And maybe even subscribing so you, of course, can achieve your own crypto goals. Now, before I actually tell you how to implement this, I do want to show you what this tool looks like. But please stay tuned after I actually explain this tool, because I'm going to tell you how to really optimize what I'm about to tell you now. So what we're looking at here is an exponential moving average, okay? So basically this blue line on the chart of Bitcoin represents the last 4 years of trading action for Bitcoin averaged, okay? So this gives us a very good indication and a very strong level of support for the price of Bitcoin. And so very simply, if price falls anywhere near this blue line, or especially goes underneath it, it is a very good time to buy. Hence, I've located this in the green box. You can see back here back in the last cycles, going back as far as November 2013, when we had that crash, right? We went down into that bear market. You, having known this, could have plotted this blue line and said to yourself, I'm going to buy if we fall near or beneath or on this line, giving you a fantastic entry level in any project, of course, particularly Bitcoin as well. And then, of course, prices just go up from that point in time. Same thing back in the 2017 cycle. We fell into a bear market, and you would have had a lot of people telling you back here, of course, now's a great time to buy. Now's a great time to buy. Maybe even, hey, the bull market is still on. Do not sell, or whatever it might have been, okay? But again, plotting this blue line, it gives you this sort of situation where you can begin to say to yourself, okay, if we fall deeper near this line, I will actually buy. I won't listen to these people. Or of course, if we shoot anything above this blue line, well, hey, maybe it really isn't a bear market, so to speak, just as yet, okay? You can leverage this tool very simply, giving you that sort of zooming out approach to the market. Again, at this point in time, we did get close. I would have probably back then started buying up here, and then dollar cost average throughout the time we were underneath this blue line, as well as a COVID crash over here, a fantastic entry level, and more so recently, in the last cycle, of course, we've just gone through, we can see it fell beneath this line here for a long period of time, thanks to all of the FTX, Celsius, the US banking collapses. It definitely pushed us under this line for longer. And even so, touching this line over here, you can see it very much so is a strong level of support, would have been a fantastic entry level. Matter of fact, anywhere in these green boxes, even up here, would have been a great time to buy. Now, of course, you're looking at Bitcoin's price here, but this applies for all of your altcoins as well. Now, if we have a look on about 13th of November, so if we go back to this chart over here, 13th of November was somewhere around the very, very bottom over here in the chart. You can see many of these projects were very cheap, right? Bitcoin being particularly $16,000. What an amazing steal. Now, again, you would have had people screaming at you, hey, look, price of Bitcoin is going to go lower. The whole market's going to fall lower. But at the end of the day, what I've come to realize in all my experience in the market is if it falls beneath this line, you can afford to buy any altcoins, not financial advice, of course, because whether it does fall lower or whether from that point in time we go up, okay, whether it's 2 weeks, 2 years, 20 years, it doesn't matter. You're buying at a fantastic level. Do not let the market and the psychology of people around you fool you. This is a very powerful tool, as simple as it is. Now, to show you how really simple it is, come to tradingview.com, click the indicators button up here, type in EXPON for exponential, click the moving average exponential, double tap up here, it'll be default set to 9, just change the length under the input section to 1,458, of course, representing the number of days. it'll plot this line, and that will give you all you need to know. So again, when we're looking towards this cycle, right, when we're looking towards what the market might do next, again, it could climb like this, it could do whatever it really wanted to do. But as soon as this exponential moving average line is crossed or comes anywhere near in terms of the price, that right there is a fantastic and optimal time, in my opinion, to not buy all out, but to begin dollar cost averaging. If you're still holding your bags, this might be a warning sign for you that we've fallen so far down in price, right? If we're way down here at this point in the last cycle and it's somewhat close to touching, we've began falling beneath some levels of support in terms of the price itself, then that might indicate to you, okay, this really is a bear market approaching. Now, I think most of us have a pretty decent grasp of when that might roughly be, but I think this will allow you to make that critical decision yourself, again, without relying on the likes of the market. Now, again, if you listen to YouTubers, that's fine, but what you're pretty much saying is, I'm listening to the most, and what happens to the most? They lose. 90% of people lose in this market. That's how people win. And so I'm not going to sit here and naively say to you that buying, at any given point along this level here is going to be the best time to buy. Of course, it does depend per altcoin. But as you can see, buying here at the very lowest point in the market would have gotten you a great price of Bitcoin, of course, because that was Bitcoin's lowest price in the last 4 or so years. However, you come down here and some of these prices weren't optimal. I think Solana was a great time to buy. You can see here Polygon actually wasn't a great time to buy. Cardano kind of was, Ethereum obviously was at that point in time. Algorand actually wasn't, because obviously there's individual news that come out along the period of a bear market that will actually pull the price of an individual altcoin lower. That is why it is integral to dollar cost average around this blue line, because it does depend per project. Now, here is where we can unlock a lot of money, and I really truly mean that. What I'm telling you right here is going to exactly be my personal plan for the next bear market. Again, it's not just a bear market we're talking about here. That's probably 12 to 15, 18 months away. This, again, will help you identify when the bull market might roughly be coming to an end, of course, in addition to other indicators that will assist as well. But if we pair this with a staking plan, this is going to allow you to maximize your gains to the nth degree. I've spoken about this quite a lot using this exact example over here with Manta. Staking for a period of 1 year at 40% APY. In the case of Manta, yes, you can stake for 40% APY. No, it is not on any third-party website. It is on Manta itself. And other projects might give you 10, 20%. But even 10 or 20%, if you stake it when you cross that blue line, as soon as you buy in the next bear market, instantly, you're going to be able to make an additional, let me just show you the numbers right here. You can do two things when you stake. Number one is look to get a lower exit level, okay? So over the course of 2 years, let's say at this point in time over here, you decide to, buy your tokens and you decide to wait for the next bull top. That's probably 2 to 3 years. So if you decide to stake at 10% over 3 years, that gets to quite a lot of tokens, okay? And so with the extra tokens you acquire, you can reduce the average sell price you're needing because obviously you've acquired more free tokens. It is the tokens we're looking to acquire. The more tokens you get, the more money you make. The more money you make to achieve your goal, you can remove that high, exit level basically. So that's one way to do it. As you can see with this example right here, if you staked at 40% APY for 12 months with 1,000 Manta tokens, you can reduce your $99 sell level to achieve your goal of $100,000 revenue, okay, down to a 32x or a $70 Manta token, which is substantial. That's 22% cheaper and safer, which is what you want. Or you can do what I'm doing, have a realistic exit level for your altcoins, and while you earn all these passive tokens over the course of time, you just make more money. If you earn 400 more Manta tokens staking at 40% APY over 12 months, there you go. There's an extra $40,000 for you. Literally 40% of your portfolio, of course, in the sense of you staking for 3 years, right, in this hypothetical example, for 10% APY, well, of course, that'd roughly speaking be a bit more than 30% because obviously it compounds. So you'll have quite a lot of tokens over that time, again, affording you the opportunity to have that, risk on or risk off for extra money. Like I said, can this apply to individual altcoins? Well, at this point in time, what you have to understand with the crypto market is it's so juvenile, and all these projects, even Bitcoin, are extremely juvenile. You don't have, 4-year smooth moving average or moving average at all for any of these altcoins. Particularly ICP I'm using in this case. One of the best indicators or moving averages I would use for individual altcoins is the 200-day moving average. One of the longest moving averages you can use in like swing trading and stuff like that. And yes, you can see here in the case of ICP, right now might be a great time to buy because we are at that level of support in terms of the moving average. I'm not going to sit here and I'm going to say I'm a trader, for example. I'm not. But yes, you can apply a lower moving average time frame to these coins. But at the end of the day, like I said, it's a new market, it's very juvenile. So these coins follow the sentiment which is dictated by Bitcoin and other macro events. So you really don't want to catch yourself out looking at this as the be-all and end-all. It does help though. Now, like I said, with this very simple but powerful tool I've just shown you, you'll begin to make better decisions yourself. You won't be relying on influencers anymore, again, friends or family, to trick you into believing whatever they've been told to believe. Obviously, and whatever they've been told to believe tends to be the opposite or somewhat skewed to what the market is actually playing out to be, because as we know, again, this market is designed to make the big boys more money and us nothing, okay? But also, it affords you the ability to know, okay, well, as you can see right now, we are on a general swing in towards a bull trend, right? We are in a bull market. Once this begins to build and then closing out all those levels of support that people have been plotting, very, very simple support and resistance level, you can even create and put on the charts yourself. And we begin squeezing closer and closer to that blue line, okay, that moving average. You can say to yourself, okay, well, if I haven't already, I'm going to take my positions out of the market, at least make some money from where I have started, and or also begin to buy or dollar cost average at these points in time, okay? So like I said, you can begin to do this around the blue line. Like you can definitely do it over the blue line. These might be advantageous positions. Once you begin to really pull away from it, that's when you can comfortably say we basically are moving in towards a bull trend, okay? Or maybe the time to buy might not be optimal at that time. So yes, very simple, very powerful. And I will finalize here by saying, all in all, you're going to have people down below probably saying, well, everyone knows this. But no, I actually don't think a lot of people do. If you are someone who trades, maybe you use a 200-day moving average. Maybe you're someone who, goes even closer to 50-day, 20-day moving averages. But it's very important we pull out for a second. We look at this sort of thing to, again, gauge overall sentiment. So I think, generally speaking, this is going to give you more control over your own emotions and judgments. I know myself, in a bear market, you're always thinking to yourself, when is the best time to buy? Or in a bull market like now, at least at the start of a bull market, you begin to hesitate sometimes, thinking to yourself, is it really time to buy or sell now? Could prices go up and go down? But again, this is going to give you more control. So thank you all for watching this video today. I hope, again, you have enjoyed. And if you have, you can, of course, help support all I do over here by dropping a like before you leave. And with that said, have a great rest of your day. Talk to you soon. Bye.